Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back here for another recap video. I'm going to make this one nice and short and sweet. It is getting late, but I do want to put out this recap here for you guys. There's a couple trades I do want to go through, but for today, we traded quite a bit of stocks today, finishing up 363. So, small green day, decent, solid green day. Didn't cross over that 1K today, but like yesterday, but I'll totally take something like this any day of the week. 363. So far, the week is turning out to be pretty decent, with some decent momentum on MARK, PXLW, RVSN, and NEXI were the main stocks traded today, and we can go through a few of these stocks here that we traded. Just the main ones that we traded. So PXLW. Well, hey, let's start with RVSN. Let's start with RVSN here, and right out of the gates, because this is one I focused here right out of the gates. I liked it pre-market because it was near the previous highs, or it just broke out of previous highs and was consolidating near the highs. Pre-market, we had a nice dip and rip here, a nice front side push here, right out of the market open, and I wasn't really able to capitalize on this one, just because the spreads were just so wide. And I noticed that with this price range over about 20 bucks, the spread is like 20, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, even more at sometimes. And you definitely need, at least for me, I feel like I need a lot of practice on these types of stocks, this sort of price range, for me to be comfortable trading this. And I was trading it semi-small size, like 100 shares, 200 shares, and I felt like I really could not get a solid edge or consistency on it. I was able to make, I think, like 80 bucks on this stock specifically. Yeah, about 80 bucks on it specifically, and I think it was on this dip here. So I bought this dip here on VWAP, and I was selling on around like 20, 29. So I made about 60, 70 cents a share on a 200 or 300 shares, and I was able to get some decent profits with that one. But I kept taking some decent losses, like 20 or 30 cents just on the spread. And it's definitely tough to manage your risk on something like this. And it's not just like with share size. It's also because of the timing and the fill. Like, just on the fill, like, you may have the right idea, you may even have the right timing, and it may even work in your favor, but because of the spread is so wide, you're put out your sell market order and you're getting filled on the bid, or you putting out your buy order to time the entry, and you have that perfect entry and you time it perfectly, but you're getting filled on the ask. And then when you go to sell, and let's say the stock breaks out, you're getting a decent bounce, the bid doesn't move and still hanging at the lows, and you hit that sell order and you're selling on the bid and taking a scratch trade. This happens so many times on RVSN and NEXI, and this is just something that I'm going to need a lot more practice on. And I've noticed that stocks over about 10 to 20 bucks or more than 20 bucks, I start to lose a little bit of my edge. And I think that's just because of experience trading these types of stocks, because they're daunting. Like, these are some high risk, high reward types of plays. Like, this is some daunting, serious stuff, because you can make a crap ton of money trading these types of stocks. Like, you take 1,000 shares of something like this, you can make $1 a share instantly, like easily. You can make $1 a share easily, but you can also lose multiple dollars a share as well easily. Like, look at this. From 23.25 down to $20 a share. You take 1,000 shares of something like that. There goes your entire month. There goes your week. And yeah, it's definitely going to take a lot more practice, a lot more experience to be comfortable trading these stocks. But I'm completely okay with that. But I shouldn't shy away from it. I should at least be trading small size just to get that experience under my belt. And that's what I did today on RVSN. I was able to walk away about 80 bucks on this stock. We can go through NEXI as well. This one is another one, made a very nice move. I know a lot of people who did very well on this ticker, and this one ripped from about 10 bucks up to $28 a share. And I don't really think I traded it much in the first leg because I was focusing on PXLW. Yeah, I was just kind of practicing with small size, and this is what I'm going to be doing. Like, I'm going to, on stocks like this, I'm going to be trading small size. Like, as embarrassing as this is, I'm going to be trading small size because I know this is not my strong suit, and I know this is my weakness. And I know that I don't even have an edge. Like, I don't even know if I have an edge after, a certain price. Just because of those fills and the spread. And know that like the price action is completely different as well. The price action is also different once it starts to cross over to a certain price, like the actual candlestick intraday formation. So knowing my statistics, I definitely want to be cautious. Not try to push it too much on this price range yet. I don't want to do it yet because of my lack of experience, lack of confidence in this price range. I need to make sure that I have solid consistency. I need to make sure that this is something that is going to be my bread and butter. And to become my bread and butter one day, I'm going to need practice. I'm going to need a lot of iterations on trading a stock over 20 bucks. And until I get to that point, I'm just going to be trading 10 shares, 100 shares at most, and trying to get better at something like this, at stocks like this, because they have so much potential. If you can really dial in on something like this and be confident, and that your edge is valid on a stock like this, you can make a killing. Trading 1,000 shares on something like this, you can make $2 or $3 a share, easy. And you can take even more share size. You can take 2,000 or 3,000 shares on something like this and make $2 or $3 a share, and that's $6 grand, $9 grand on the day. So the potential is definitely there, but the risk is there as well, and you have to make sure that it's something that's your edge performs well in. And I'm not entirely sure that my edge, at least with my experience trading my strategy yet. My experience isn't there yet. So in order to develop that experience, I'm taking it slow and keeping it small size on stocks like this, even though it sucks. But PXLW was beautiful. PXLW, on the other hand, right in my beautiful price range between $2 and $10, had a really nice tight spread here. And I was able to take a very nice, beautiful trade down here on this first dip down to the 90 MA, and catching and holding for the breakout. I caught a nice 15, 20 cents on some decent share size, and that's how I was able to have a pretty decent day today. At least a solid small green day. There was also another entry that provided a good entry here, but I did miss it. But this was the next, right? Not here. Whoops. Let's move this here. So let's just. I don't like this TOS thing, man. So here's your resistance, and here's your double bottom. Here's your higher low, and there's your final breakout there for the pivot. This was a beautiful trade right here. I wish I was there to capitalize on it, but I wasn't. But that was another really good trade on PXLW. So the main trades were PXLW here, PXLW there, and NEXI. I had a really nice trade on NEXI, and this is actually, I was like, all right, my confidence is getting a little bigger here on NEXI because I had this nice trade. We had the halt up, then we dipped down after the halt, and then we had that rip through the halt level, which we can review some of these here on the live recording. But that's all the stocks I'm going to go through because there's not much else. NVVE. This one, we had that halt resumption. It resumed, it dipped down, and then the next candle double bottomed, and then it finally ripped up. So the timing was a little bit tough on this to get that, and I did take a couple losses because I was FOMOing into the high. And then I tried buying the dip here, I think, at some point after this next halt, looking for continuation, but looks like it didn't work out. But this one was a high risk stock as well. Look at just straight up and straight down. But let's take a look here at the live recording, and we can just go through those specific trades that we lined out today and then wrap it up from there. So let's pull this over here, and so we're dipping down here. I'm trying to fish for a bottom here on PXLW, and I think I'd take an entry. We can minimize this just so that's off the screen. So I'm in there, 200 shares at 19. So it looks like I did find the bottom. I was a little slow to add, which one thing I could change about this trade was I could have added there at 26 or 20, 25 or 26 instead of adding up here at 31, which caused me to FOMO in at 31 and then cut for break even on that position. Still holding my original shares though down here at 22 or 21, or I think I was 19 actually. I think I was in at 19, then I added at 30, which was too high. I wish I would have added at 25. So because I got in a little bit too high, I did cut it for break even and then looking to get back in. And then as I saw it was holding on this next candle, I was looking for that new 1 minute candle to make a new high. So that's where I cut it. So that's where I cut it. And then I added back for this next candle that just opened, and I'm looking for that next 1 minute candle to make a new high with a surge through the high. Because we have increasing buying volume. We have a bottoming tail off the low, off the 90 MA, holding support of the previous pre-market high. So everything is looking good right here for a continuation trade. You had that 5 minute breakout. So if you look at the 5 minute chart, it's going to show a nice breakout here, and then you get that 1 minute pullback. Continuation. So I added there 1,000 shares at 30, and then as it's creeping up to make that 1 minute new high, I want to catch that pop. So I just bought 4,000 shares there at $2.30, and then I sold that, or 3,000 shares, $2.30, sold that $2.34 to a $2.34.6. So 4.5 cents on 3,000 shares. That's about 150 bucks or so, maybe 140 bucks though, in that trade. And then I'm still holding 1,200 shares with my original 200 shares holding at 219, which I'm already up 17 cents a share. And now I'm scaling out into that push, selling at 36, 36, and 34. And that was a beautiful trade. That was a nice $250 winner, and that was probably the best trade of my day. Probably the best trade of the day. Well, the NEXI one was pretty good too. But let's go through this one. So this is, I tried timing this breakout here, but I was a little bit, it didn't break out, so I cut it. And so we're kind of forming that, resistance pivot area here at, let's say, 232 around. And we had that double bottom off VWAP and then your higher low. So it's going to look like that we're going to pop through this resistance area or this pivot point of 232. This is what you should be looking at. So I should be getting in there, and then there it is. So that was an instant 8 cents, 7 or 8 cent pop. On 1,000 shares, that's 70 bucks. 2,000 shares, that's 140 bucks. 3,000 shares, which I was trading earlier today, that would have been a nice 200 bucks there. So I missed that trade, but it is what it is. I tried catching the dip, looking for a continuation, but we did fail towards the highs. I thought PXLW had potential because it did have that news with partnership with Disney, and I thought that catalyst would be strong enough to really make a move, like much farther than what we saw today, but we didn't see it. Let's go through here the halt resumption now on NEXI. So here is our halt resumption. So we're halted up on NEXI. Geez, let me pull this back here. All right. After this one, we'll wrap it up. All right, so we open lower. So initially that's bearish. If you're opening lower, initially that's actually bearish. So, but we're going to catch a dip, and then the entry is anticipation and the break. You can either buy for the anticipation of the test of the previous halt level, or you can catch and time the break, the actual break of the previous of the halt level. So now you're dipping lower here. Looks like our volume is light, so I don't jump in yet. Then we have that another candle here, and looks like we're holding 24. So I just bought only 10 shares. I'm practicing here. Don't make fun of me, but 10 shares here at 24.15. So just kind of practicing my edge here. Just practicing my edge on, you know, stock with a stock price of $24. You know, I never trade $24 price stocks. Anything over 10 bucks, I'm rarely ever trading. So this is all kind of new to me. Even though I've been trading for a while, I usually shy away from price like stocks as high. But, you know, I see people doing so well with these higher price stocks that are absolutely ripping. And for me to get to that level, you know, for me to be comfortable trading like this, you know, I have to start small and build my way up, just like any other, you know, strategy, any other, you know, type of stock or any sort of tweak in your strategy. You know, always, you know, start small and scale up. So yeah, so it looks like I did time that bottom there, and then as we were, so the entry was either anticipation of catching the low, or you can add at the halt level. So, you know, first entry there, first entry here, and then adding for that break. Timed, I added there for that break at that previous halt level. And selling into the extension, which was a nice, you know, for my original entry, almost $1 a share. And then from my add entry was about 40 cents or so, or 40 cents. So that was, you know, pretty decent as well in NEXI. Those are probably my better trades of the day as far as, you know, coming from a specific entry standpoint, timing standpoint, and exercising the strategy effectively. So may not have been my biggest winners, but, you know, I'll definitely take it. And with that, finishing up 363. So thanks for tuning in for the recap here. Trading is risky. I do want to let you know, be wary of scammers and impersonators as well. I will never ask for money or personal information. There have been reports of fake Triad trading accounts trying to scam and ask for money. So be very careful out there. Usually don't ever message first unless you'll know if I message first, is what I'm saying. A lot of the times these people will, you know, have the same profile picture, the same username, maybe with a little tweak in the username, and then try to ask for gift cards or for Bitcoin or something like that, or money to trade with, or selling some strategy. You know, that's not me. I'm not selling any strategies. I'm not selling anything actually right now. So don't fall for any of that stuff. Also, following my videos will not has no indication of any successful results by following my videos. So be careful with that as well. Trading is risky, and as fast as you can make the money, you can lose it even faster. So be very responsible with your money. And Mark as well. Let's go over Mark. This one was good. This one was really good. It took me a while to really get into the flow on this one and really understand the price movement. But right around, I was kind of just watching it around 80 cents here, and I was like taking some small stabs, and then it's like, all right, it's really starting to open up here, and I didn't really have any green trades down in here. I think I was net red, and then I started trading in this area on small size, and I started to get into a flow, and I was like, all right, dang, like I figured it out too late. I figured out the puzzle too late, and then it started to fade. But that was Mark. Hopefully tomorrow we see something that's between $1 and $10, because that seems to be where my best edge, my best profit margin lies. So thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the pre-markets pump. All right, peace.